It's me. It's your boy, the Louisiana Country Boy, coming at you live once more again. Also, what I need for you to do, sit back, relax, put on your headgear. All my worthless 2 cents is about to put something in your ear.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I hope y'all ready to hear. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's me. It's your boy, the Louisiana Country Boy, coming at you once more again. Oh, and we finna have another little episode of my worthless 2 cents table talk where your approval is not needed. Look here, y'all say once more again, I'm up here by myself. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop in and I'm gonna pop out. Look here. You know, I tell you, God worked. I'm gonna tell you right now. He worked. He worked. I ain't gonna be before you long, because I don't know how long I can stand up here without turning over some shells and crying a river. And the reason I say that is I was literally sitting and praying, and I said, Lord, I don't even know what to say tonight. And I want you to do as you always do, just use me. I don't even know what to type up there to say what I'm gonna talk about tonight. And literally just before I came on, he told me what it was. So I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit of something. I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit of something about this old boy. What I'm gonna tell you is whew, I'm gonna tell you my most uncomfortable place. And and I reckon some of y'all might understand this when I tell you, because it may not be just my most uncomfortable place. It may be yours as well. I love the Lord with all my heart. I really do. And not only do I love him, I'm scared too. I'm scared to go against. But my most uncomfortable place is in his presence. Some folks might say that don't make no sense. Why is it uncomfortable to be in God's presence? See, because when I'm in his presence, he knows me. He knows all the things that I have tried to hide from the world. He knows as some folks say, he knows the naked truth. He knows me inside and he knows me out. See, my most uncomfortable place is being in a place where I don't have no control, where I'm not in charge. See, when I'm in the presence of God, I don't have control. I'm not running the show. Being in his presence for me is uncomfortable, and it's because then I have to surrender. I have to surrender because then I'm standing before the one who knows everything. There ain't no secrets. There ain't no this little thing that I ain't gonna tell him about this because he already knows. I can't come as anybody else in his presence. I don't know if y'all get that. You got to come as yourself. You can't come shaking and faking, and you can't come doing nothing, not in his presence. You know, yes, there's peace in his presence. There's, for me, there's a humbling experience in his presence because I'm standing before the king. I'm coming to him with everything just as I am. Seeing a lot of, for me, I don't know about y'all, but you at least want to be able to have something you can hide, little this over there. I ain't gonna tell everything. But when you come in his presence, when you're in his presence, I don't know if y'all get how deep that is. And we often talk about all these little cliches we like to use. Well, God knows our heart, and God sees what He does. But see, the difference is this is when a lot of people say that they have yet to come in His presence. See, because when you come in His presence, all of that thing change. When you come in His presence, see, all of that you thought you would do and thought you'd say it how you think it'd be, when you in His presence. Y'all remember, who's that fella? Was that Moses? Take your shoes off because you're standing on holy ground. Do you understand the magnitude of being in the presence of God? Do you understand that you are in the... See, I was nervous sometimes being around my mama because there are some things that, I might be over here doing this over here, doing this over there. When I come around her, yeah, kind of different. But see, look at here. With your mamas, with your daddies, with your cousin, with your friends. Again, I'm gonna say it. See, you can hide some stuff when you in their presence. See, when you in your friend's presence, there may be some things you do over here, but you ain't gonna do them around them. And they don't know nothing about it. So you ain't got to even tell, don't what that old saying, don't let the left hand know what the right hand, how we take scripture out of context. But anyway, you be over here, but when you're in this group over here, you don't act like you did when you was over there. So you can kind of hide because these folks over here don't know nothing about you. But when you're in the presence of God, when you're in the presence of God, when you're in His presence, when you truly take that step, and I can understand now why some people are a little bit nervous about being in His presence, how it could be just intimidating to be in the presence of God, because it's like, ooh, when I come, I can't come with nothing else. I can't come acting certain kind of way. I can't come telling Him no kind of story, because you can't tell the author of the book about the book. You can't tell the author about he wrote the book. You can't tell the maker of the car anything about the car because he made it, he designed it. Being in His presence, man, man, I sit, and what a great, wonderful, amazing place it is to be in His presence. To know that you're in the presence of one that accepts you as you are. See, and that's the thing about a lot of folks still. That we want to clean up, straighten up, fix up before we give up ourselves unto Him. We got to get this right, and we got to divvy over here. Oh Lord, when I get this over here all straightened out, or when I stop doing like this, or when this over here changes, or when I ain't this no more, when I ain't that no more, or when I get it all together, God, I'm gonna come to you. But when you in His presence, see, whoa, coming in His presence, He already knows all of that. He already understands all of that. I don't know what done popped up here on the screen. He understands all of that. Being in His presence. Being in His presence. Mm, man, what a place. What a place it is to be in His presence. Y'all hold on a second. I don't know what done popped up over here. Boy, I do declare, I tell you, boy, being in the presence of the Lord. You don't have to clean up to get right to be in His presence. See, me, Let me make this clear. He takes us where we are, how we are. Messed up, jacked up, tore up from the floor up. He takes us how we are. See, because once we're in his presence, see, all them things that we thought that we need to fix prior to coming to his presence, he takes us right where we at. Right where we at. Right there. Right there. Right there. In the hog pen. Right there. He takes us right there. In our filth. He takes us right there. He said, just come right where you are. Surrender right where you are. If you come into my presence, that's what he's telling us. If we come into his presence right where we are, all them things that we battle with, all them things that we fight with, all them things that we struggle with, when we come into his presence, he say, now I can help you get past them things. Instead of you trying to fight with them things and struggle with them things on your own and to get it right to come to him, he says, come. Just come. Just come. How awesome is that? To have somebody that loves us unconditionally, and all he wants us to do is to be in his presence. But sometimes we're so caught up in that thing that we ain't right, that he this, because he ain't us. Understand this. He ain't us. He ain't looking down upon us. He ain't judging us. He ain't telling us what we ain't and what we can't. That ain't him. That's us. We do that. We do that. We do that to each other. We will tear each other down. We will rip each other apart. He don't do that. He just says, come into my presence. Bring your fears. Bring your nervousness. Bring your filth. Bring your guilt. But come into my presence. And all them things that you're struggling with, all them things that the world done told you, all them things that everybody else has said, come into my presence. Because I'll accept you. I'll accept you. I will accept you. I will accept you. And yes, I'm, again, like I told you, my scariest place. It's in his presence. Because when you mess up, you kind of think like, ooh, I don't know if I can go in his presence. I done messed up. I done did this. And please come in my presence. Just come in my presence. I'm not counting. I'm not sitting up here like folks and counting this that you did, that you did, this that you did, and you was this over here and that over there. See, he's not doing that for us. He wants us in his presence. He just wants us right there. It's so humbling to be in his presence. But what a joy. What a joy to be in his presence, to be in the presence of someone that loves you and is there for you, that supports you unconditionally. To be in his presence. That ain't telling you this, that, and the other, ain't pointing out things about you, but is there to encourage you, is there to build you up. One who sees all that we are. He knows the naked truth about us. And he still accepts us. He still accepts us. As filthy as we are. He says, just come like that. Come dirty. Come drunk. Come high. Come from the whole house. Come from the liquor store. Come from splitting the block. But just come. That's all he wants us to do is just come. And I'm telling you, oh, what a place. What a place. What a place. In his presence is peace, joy, unspeakable joy in his presence. In his presence, you have the one that fights all your battles for you. In his presence. In his presence is the one that shows you and teaches you about forgiveness. In his presence. In his presence. But you got to get there. You got to get there. But there is a beautiful place. There is a wonderful place. You can be scared because you can't bring the stuff in his presence that you have out in the world. You can't take that same stuff. You can't bring the stuff that you have with your friends. You can't bring that stuff. You can't bring that stuff that you do with your buddies and your pals and your roadies. You can't bring that stuff. You can't lie to him. You can't hoodwink him. You can't bamboozle him because he already knows. He knows if you're sincere about being in his presence. He knows. As scary as it can be, knowing that you're standing before the king, you're in the presence of the king. Mm. It is a wonderful place. And I'll tell you this from my personal experience, speaking from me. Once you're in his presence, once you have experienced being in his presence, you don't ever want to be out of it. You don't ever want to be out of it. Look here, that's all I got for y'all. Man, I thank each and every one for listening up and tuning in and hearing this old boy. I thank you so very much for your support. I really, really do, from the bottom of my heart. And look here, I tell you, as I always say, if you got a vision that God has given you, something that He's placed inside of you, you go for it. You go for it. You don't let nobody sit up and tell you what you can't do and this, that, and the other. Don't be listening to them folks because they just hating, but that's what they supposed to do. But you don't have to listen to them. If God has given you a vision, if He's planted something inside of you, it's yours. It's yours, and you go for it. You press on, you press forth. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but you keep on pressing. You keep on pressing, you keep on pushing, you keep on praying, and you keep on. Don't stop, don't give up. Don't stop, don't give up. Because you are uniquely and individually made, and what's yours is yours. Can't nobody take your blessing from you. You can give them up, but can't nobody take them from you. If ain't nobody tell you they believe in you, know that I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in what God has given you. I truly do. Just go for it. Just go for it. Forget what folks say. Look at this old boy right here. I just go for it. I don't care what people say about me. I don't care what they're going to do. You know what? Everybody's got an opinion. So what? Next thing I want to say is this is, if you ain't heard it, you didn't hear it this morning. You didn't hear it during the old noonday. If you ain't heard it tonight, I'm going to tell you right now that I love you. I love you. And I love you unconditionally. I truly do. Each and every one of you. I love you unconditionally. And guess what? There ain't nothing. There ain't nothing. There ain't nothing you can do about it. All right, look here. The old boy finna get on up out of here. I'm finna go try to call my little baby because I ain't talked to her today. But anyway, look, I love y'all. Thank you so very much for tuning in. And I will see y'all Monday. Y'all have a blessed one now. You hear? Be out.